Sa Spanish, if you would like to say you speak or magsalita ka, you speak, that would be hablas. Hablas. Now, if you would like to say you don't speak, you just have to add the no in front of the hablas and it will become no hablas. But this doesn't actually mean don't speak because in Spanish it is a different structure if you would like to say don't speak. In example, in this sentence, you don't speak Spanish. Hindi ka nagsasalita ng Espanyol. This doesn't mean don't speak Spanish because it is a sentence. It's just explaining that you don't speak Spanish. And the construction of this sentence right here in front of us is no hablas español. But if you would like to say don't speak, wag kang magsalita, don't buy, wag kang bumili, don't do it, wag mong gawin, and don't eat it, wag mong kainin, coming up next. Hola! Bienvenido! Nanonood kayo ng video na to dahil gusto nyong matuto magsalita ng Spanish. Ako nga pala si Maestra Leslie and I'd like to teach you Spanish the easiest way you can think of. So Spanish, they have what they call an AR verbs because the verbs ends with AR. In example, we have here hablar, which means to speak. If you would like to make it like you speak, you just have to remove the R and replace it with an S, and it will mean you speak. In example, we have here, okay, so hablas, you speak, compras, you buy, paras, you stop, and miras, you look. Now, they also have what they call an ER verbs because the verb ends with ER. In example, we have here comer, which means to eat. If you would like to say you eat, you just have to remove the R and replace it with an S, and it will mean you eat. Comes. No, comes, you eat. Bebes, you drink. Corres, you run. And vuelves, you come back. Okay, so let's have practice so we can look away from the screen every time we are going to do the translation. So we have here hablas, you speak, compras, you buy, paras, you stop, and miras, you look. And we also have here comes, you eat, bebes, you drink, corres, you run, and vuelves, you come back. Okay, so if you would like to say you don't speak, you just have to add the no in front of the verb and it will become negative. In example, you don't speak, that will be no hablas. No hablas. So in example, you would like to say you don't speak Spanish. That would be no hablas español. But it doesn't actually means don't speak Spanish. It's a different structure. So if you would like to say don't speak, don't buy, don't stop, and don't look, it's going to be a different structure. And this is how it works. Is to flip the letters from A to E to make it hables, and the comes from E to A to make it comas. And this would mean don't do it. So, let's have an example. If you would like to say don't speak, wag kang magsalita, that would be no hables. No hables. So, again, ang ating A, which is you don't speak, ay naging no hables, which means don't speak. What about don't buy? Wag kang bumili. No compres. No compres. And what is that or yan sa Spanish? Eso. Eso. What about don't buy that? Wag mong bilhin yan. Don't buy that. No compres eso. No compres eso. What about don't stop? Huwag kang huminto. No pares. No pares. And what about don't look? Huwag kang tumingin. Don't look. No mires. No mires. What about don't eat? Or don't eat that. Huwag mong kainin yan. No comas eso. No comas eso. So if you have noticed, ang ating comes, which is you eat, ay naging no comas eso, which means don't eat that. No comas eso. What is like this, like that, ganito, ganyan sa Spanish? Así, así. What about don't drink like that? Huwag kang uminom ng ganyan. Don't drink like that. No bebas así. No bebas así. What about fast or mabilis? Rápido. Rápido. What about don't run fast? Don't run fast. Huwag kang tumakbo ng mabilis. No corras rápido. No corras rápido. What about don't come back? Don't come back. Huwag kang bumalik. No vuelvas. No vuelvas. Okay, another practice. Don't speak that way. Huwag kang magsalita ng ganyan. Don't speak that way. No hables así. No hables así. Okay, sa Spanish, they have what they call go verb. Go verb. But it doesn't mean go. No, they just call it go because the verb ends with go. Okay, so how would you say I say or sabi ko in Spanish? That would be digo. Digo. What about I put? Ilagay ko or nilagay ko. Pongo. And I do? Gawin ko. Ago. What about I come or darating ako, I come. Bengo. What about I bring? Dala ko. Traigo. And I go out. Lumabas ako or umalis ako. Salgo. So again, that's digo, I say. Pongo, I put. Ago, I do. Vengo, I come. Traigo, I bring. And salgo, I go out. Now, if you would like to say, don't say it, don't go out, don't bring, don't come, what will happen here is you are going to make the digo as digas and the trigo as trigas and so on. All right, so let's have a practice. Don't say that. Wag mong sabihin yan. No digas eso. No digas eso. What about don't bring that? Wag mong dalhin yan. Don't bring that. No traigas eso. No traigas eso. What about don't put that? Don't put that. Wag mong ilagay yan. No pongas eso. No pongas eso. Sa Spanish, what is right now or ngayon? That would be ahora. Ahora. What about don't go out right now? Huwag kang umalis o lumabas ngayon. No salgas ahora. No salgas ahora. And if you would like to say here or dito, that would be aquí. Aquí. So how would you say don't come here? Don't come here. Wag kang pumunta dito. No vengas aquí. No vengas aquí. Now, all of these verbs that we have used for don't do it, don't do that, they call it subjunctive. So we have digas, traigas, pongas, vengas, salgas, hagas. We have comas, bebas, coras, vuelvas, hables, compres, pares, y mires. Now, if you would like to say, I want you to do something, I want you to do something, they say it as, I want that. I want that. Because quiero is I want and que is that. I want that you do this. That's how they say it. So if you would like to say, I want you to do this and that, you're going to need to use the subjunctive verbs. So in example, you would like to say, I want you to speak Spanish. I want you to speak Spanish. Gusto ko magsalita ka ng Espanyol. Quiero que hables español. Quiero que hables español. So the literal translation would be, I want that you speak Spanish. I want that you speak Spanish. So that's how they say it. Every time you say quiero que, you have to use subjunctive for the verb. How about I want you to buy that? I want you to buy that. Gusto ko bilhin mo yan. Quiero que compres eso. Quiero que compres eso. What about I want you to stop? Gusto ko tumigil ka. I want you to stop. Quiero que pares. Quiero que pares. What about I want you to look? Gusto ko tumingin ka. I want you to look. Quiero que mires. Quiero que mires. What about I want you to eat that? I want you to eat that. Gusto ko kainin mo yan. Quiero que comas. Quiero que comas. What about I want you to drink? I want you to drink. Gusto ko uminom ka. Quiero que bebas. Quiero que bebas. What about I want you to run fast? I want you to run fast. Gusto ko tumakbo ka ng mabilis. Quiero que corras rápido. Quiero que corras rápido. What about I want you to come back? I want you to come back. Gusto ko bumalik ka. Quiero que vuelvas. Quiero que vuelvas. Okay, so this time, if you would like to say, I want her, or I want him to do this or to do that, all we have to do is to remove the S at the end of the verb, and it will become I want her or I want him to come back. So let's have a practice. What about I want her or I want him to tell the truth? So ano ang the truth sa Spanish? That would be la verdad. Tell the truth. La verdad. Gusto ko sabihin niya ang totoo. Quiero que diga la verdad. Quiero que diga la verdad. So if you would like to say, I want you to say the truth, we just have to add the S. And since ang ating subject or ang ating inuutusan ay ang her or him, third person, I want her, I want him to tell the truth, so we just remove the S and it will become diga. Quiero que diga la verdad. So let's have more practice. How about I want him or I want her to go out? Gusto ko lumabas siya or umalis siya. Quiero que salga. Quiero que salga. What about I want her or I want him to bring that? Gusto ko dalhin niya yan. Quiero que traiga. Quiero que traiga eso. Yan, lagyan natin ng eso. Quiero que traiga eso. What about I don't want her or I don't want him to speak French? Ayoko magsalita siya ng Pranses. No quiero que hable francés. No quiero que hable francés. What about I don't want her or I don't want him to eat that? Ayaw kong kainin niya yan. No quiero que coma eso. No quiero que coma eso. And I don't want her to come back. I don't want her to come back. Ayokong bumalik pa siya. No quiero que vuelva. No quiero que vuelva. And I don't want her to stop. I don't want her to stop. Ayaw kong tumigil siya. No quiero que pare. No quiero que pare. Did you have a hard time? I can certainly understand that. Subjunctive is actually one of the hardest part in learning the Spanish language. So if you would like me to make a part 2 of this lesson, please comment below and subscribe to my channel, and I will certainly do that for you. See you! If you would like to have more lessons like this, please comment below and subscribe to my channel, Maestra Leslie. Please know that in Spanish, there are lots of opportunities as it shows on the next video. Enjoy!